12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored.
Rapping about that real quick. Now, the other thing that happened was Lord Jamar. He came out, you know, we talked about that yesterday. He put a video out, you know, not a video. He was actually doing an interview on, I think it was called RapMatic, and he went in on Eminem and whatnot. But 50 Cent, as I pull this up real quick, responded to Lord Jamar, and y'all can see it on the screen if people that'll be watching this later. He put, Lord Jamar, you better sit your ass down. I thought you died already, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. You ain't Grand Pumbaa anyway. I'm going to need a bum ass nigga in one of my shows. I'll be reaching out shortly. He puts his picture up there with clout chasing. So essentially coming to the defense of, you know what I mean, Eminem,
which we
know,
knew.
yeah, always, you know what I'm saying,
yep.
and whatnot. But we talked about it, and we pretty much agreed that Eminem may have been overrated. And a lot of things that Lord Jamar said was true. We didn't agree fully with him. But what do you think, though, Sam, man, about 50 Cent? You know what I mean? Essentially G-checking Lord Jamar in his own words.
Well, we knew yesterday, and we came when we were talking about what Lord Jamar said and who would come to his aid, because he said that real niggas don't listen to Eminem. And 50 Cent, I said 50 Cent was going to vouch for that game, vouch for that. They said he was the most dangerous in the game. I also reflected back to a time when Eminem was hot, because there was a time when he had his little run and he was dope. And a lot of real niggas fucked with Eminem.
About 15 years ago.
Right. And I'm going to reflect on that, because then we had the conversation of whether or not he deserved to be in the top 10 based off of his whole consistent body of work. And where does he fit? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? And things like that. And I think that brought on a great conversation. Now, obviously, we knew that 50 Cent was going to defend him. When we dropped it yesterday, a bunch of the comments was, yeah, hell yeah, he's overrated. I 100% agree. And then you had your some that was kind of fickle and saying, nah. Here's my thing. A lot of people, even though I agree with a lot of what Lord Jamar said, you're not bumping Eminem in the gym today. You weren't listening to a lot of the zany ass singles that he came out with. But Eminem could spit. He's from Detroit, with a bunch of niggas around him doing what they do. He was ingrained in the culture. Now, this is what I would say about that, though. Once he got on and they seen that white boy that can dunk, they ran with it. And they ran with it heavy. But he was respected throughout the culture, too. So now I think that because we're in a day and age where people can type so quick and we get on these waves and it's popular to say this and unpopular to say that a lot of people who genuinely rock with Eminem back then won't even have the balls to say it, because it's not popular to rock with Eminem as a black dude now. And that's not cool. Right. He did his thing. You know what I mean? He had his time. I agree. The last couple of albums since 2000, I gave him 2002.
You've been in high school, dog, then. Like,
yeah, I graduated in 02. So I 100% agree with that wholeheartedly. He fell off in a way that one of the greatest rappers of all time can't do. Jay-Z ain't fall off. A lot of people want to throw Nas under the bus and say that Nas hasn't had a great album since Illmatic. But no one's going to excuse the fact that Nas could still spit. Even though Eminem could still spit too, Nas is different.
But did he fall off album-wise, you think, though, his body of work that he puts out? Because that's important to me and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an accumulation of your thoughts that you put into an album. And if you were legendary at one point and considered the greatest at one point, and now you're not, that means that your work has went the other way. You de-evolve instead of evolve and getting better, like Jay-Z did, and other people out there. So what would you say about Nas? Did you say that he went down or up? Because his last project, I didn't hear you raving about that. You say you didn't really deal with that. It had nice beats and all that, but
and then a lot of people blame Kanye more than they blame Nas, because it wasn't that all genuine Nas sound. I rocked with it, and then I enjoyed it because it gave my son a new perspective. He was like, "Yo, I want to listen to that Nas. Dad, you got any more Nas?" And I'm like, "Damn, you don't know Nas?" And I throw in Illmatic. And here it comes. He got introduced to that through what Nas is doing today. So I don't throw away that album. It wasn't the Nas we know. And I don't blame necessarily the albums and the albums that came after Illmatic necessarily on Nas. You got to think about the producers that were on it. That body of work is a timeless body of work. And even though we've seen Michael Jackson and he was the greatest of all time, did he ever have an album that topped Thriller? And he had album after album after album after that. You know what I mean? He lived off of the greatness of what he was. And I think that I kind of put Nas in the same box. Illmatic is one of the greatest bodies of hip hop of all time. And when you have that, I mean, Eminem was great, but the greatest albums of all time, where? You know what I mean? So I think Nas is just a little different.
Yeah. I would say with the whole Eminem, you expect a guy like 50 Cent to come out, you know what I mean? Because that intimate relationship that they have and all that, his career and all that. So yeah, I mean, this is what he do. He do the social media thing. But Lord Jamar, what would you say about Lord Jamar? Would you put him into the category as clout chaser or just somebody who just don't fuck with Eminem?
He was asked a question, he answered it.
Right.
He answered it honestly. He wasn't looking for clout. He wasn't looking for attention. He said he didn't want to talk about it, but he gave his honest opinion. I don't blame him for that. Can't blame him for that. You can agree to disagree on some of his aspects, and we do. But to say that he was seeking attention in saying that and headlines, no, I don't think so. I think he's pretty solidified.
I said the 50 Cent just gave him more by doing that anyway. If he was, he gave him what he wanted by posting him up there.
Well, we knew that Eminem wasn't going to respond, and I don't know why, because this isn't something new. Lord Jamar doing this and talking about this wasn't something new. Them brothers on that station did not ask him about Eminem out of nowhere. They already knew the history. They already kind of got a energy of where that answer was going to go. So obviously, we knew that Eminem wasn't responding because he never responds to Lord Jamar. You could take that for what you will. Is he scared? He doesn't matter. We don't know. Not him. But I mean, it got 50's attention. So it got enough energy. Throughout to garner a response close enough to Eminem, about the closest to the shit talking close to Eminem as you're going to get. So.
Yeah. So yeah, man, that is what it is. That's up for debate. Some people are going to love him. They're going to swear he's in the top 10. I wouldn't put him in the top 10. Maybe top 20, you know what I mean? Definitely, probably. But then, like you said, once you start adding names, his name goes higher and higher up the list for me. But, definitely is a great rapper, though. I can't take that away from him.
Give me 10 rappers, and this is off the cuff, no particular order, and we're going to forget people. So help us out in the chat room, right? 10 rappers better than Eminem as it stands today.
Jay-Z, hold up. Jay-Z, Nas, Big Pun, Rakim, KRS One. Let's see.
Redman.
Jadakiss. Fabulous. Dave East.
Now already?
Yeah, I throw Dave East in there.
I don't put him in there yet.
Styles.
Okay.
You can throw him in there.
That's 9. Oh, that's 10. But that
I miss so many people.
Andre.
So, yeah, Andre.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep going. We go to the South. Scarface. You say Scarface?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you can keep going on and on. How about UGK? That's his little
Bombay.
They legendary.
They legendary.
So, they better. They better.
Yeah,
we got them better. How about Detroit?
He might run that city.
Yeah,
he might.
I guess so. I mean, it's a lot of people, man. That
people saying Cass. They got Cass in there. Chubb Rock.
I would put Cassidy above him. Definitely.
Big L. I agree.
Big
Pac.
L.
Big. We didn't even throw them in there.
Yeah, damn. I miss Big. I was listening to Big on the way here.
Black Thought.
Yeah, that's what I said. The more and more, keep throwing them. Keep throwing the names, because the more you throw them, the more we move Eminem down the list.
Somebody said Wiz. Oh, see it, Bella. You always talking some shit. Wiz Khalifa. I fuck with Wiz, but come on.
Wiz,
not yet. Nah, I fuck with Wiz.
Yeah. He had a couple banging ass mixtapes, man.
Bun B, Rakim, J, G-Rap, Face, Pac, De La, 2 Chainz. I fuck with 2 Chainz.
Yeah, 2 Chainz is underrated, I think.
Ice Cube, Electronica, Pastor Troy, and Corrupt.
So it'll be top 50. Eminem.
Damn.
I mean,
dare I say disrespectful in that though?
Oh man.
I mean, is he in anybody's? Is he in Most Def? Is he in anybody's top 10? All right, Marcus Scott got M5.
Number 5?
Got 5. He got Pac, Big, J, Nas, and then MF5. What do y'all have? Talib Kweli, I fuck with. Sauce Walker.
There's so many, man.
What do y'all have M at? Drop y'all top 5s in there right now.
Who you got M at?
For the top.
You got him in the top 20?
I had him in the top 20.
Until the name started popping up.
Had him in the top 20. But this is what I'll also say. Because every rapper that we have out there that we're throwing out right now, legendary. But I can honestly say and honestly attest to, during the era of my time of listening to hip hop, some of them rappers maybe came a little before my time. Some of them rappers I paid a little more attention to than others. And when M came, during the time that he came, in the area that I lived in, they were highly promoted. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna check him out. I still listen to the Redmans. I still listen to Jay-Z. I still had Fab. I still had Nas. And M was different. I didn't like that "Hi, my name is" shit.
No, I ain't like that.
I didn't like that at all. But
I like some of his joints though.
when I bought the album, I fucked with some of the songs.
Yeah.
And he could spit.
Yep.
So I gave him that respect.
Fact.
Where do I have him at though? Well, here's I got Jay, I got Redman,
Damn. Okay.
I got Andre.
I like my truth uncensored. My whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored. My whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. You're now tuned into the greatest. Motherfucker, you ain't never lie. If them people watching us like YouTube, then tell them motherfuckers